This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, up to the 8th day of the month, Wednesday. Glad you're with us. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Roberts. Thanks for joining us this morning. Off to a mild start this morning. I think these warm temperatures are continuing. We're going to check in with First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi on what to expect for the rest of the day. The cool temperatures, that crisp feeling is quite gone this morning.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. We're looking at dew points that I guess are still manageable in the mid-60s, but certainly not like it was a while back in the 50s. We do have some perhaps chillier temperatures coming our way, or at least some cooler temperatures coming our way over the course of the next 5 days. We'll talk about that. Current fog conditions, well, fog is expanding across the region. Still, visibility is pretty darn good compared to where it has been the last couple of days in places. Even Becky and Old Myac, the fog-prone area, reports in with not much of a fog situation there. 58 degrees has she. Richard, 62 in Northport, and Cooper in central Sarasota comes in at 65. Clouds to the north of us, part of a front, which will give us actually kind of a 1-2 punch in terms of some cooler, slightly drier air that producing some fairly heavy rains in parts of the deep south. We'll detail that forecast for you coming up in just a few.
All right, John, talk to you soon. Checking First Alert traffic now. Some issues there on I-75 as you head south from 70 toward University, so be aware of that. Also, State Road 70, some problems there in both directions around 301. Farther south, watch the Bayfront southbound as you come back toward the 301-41 split. And South County will check that map and find out there are some slowdowns on 41. Nothing major to report at 6:02.
Our top story this morning, Election Day 2017 proved to be a big gain for Democrats across the country. Democratic
candidates won races overnight in Virginia and in New Jersey. For governor, in Virginia, Lieutenant Governor Ralph Northam handily beat his opponent, Ed Gillespie. Northam expressed hope he can now break the state's ongoing political divide.
Today, Virginians have answered and have spoken. Virginia has told us to end the divisiveness, that we will not condone hatred and bigotry, and to end the politics that have torn this country apart.
Meantime, in New Jersey, Democrat Phil Murphy beat Republican Lieutenant Governor Kim Guadagno for Chris Christie's seat. And also in New York City, Democrat Bill de Blasio won a second term as mayor.
Here on the Suncoast, voters in 2 areas also elected new leaders yesterday. In the city of Venice, voters put 2 newcomers on council. Mitzi Fieldler topped former councilman Miriam Carlesino 59 to 40%. And for council seat 2, Chuck Newsom beat incumbent Deborah Anderson 55 to 44%. In Manatee County, John Chappie ousted Mayor Bill Sheeran 59 to 40%. Sheeran coming in with 40.05%. In Venice, many say the results are a vote against continued growth in the city. Some want to put a limit on the number of developments. An analyst from the Venice Gondolier says it'll be interesting to see if the winners follow through with their promises.
To actually be put in the chair where you're making a decision, and there's a possibility that if you say no to something, you could end up in a lawsuit for taking somebody's property rights away from them.
The official swearing in for the new Venice City Council members will be later on this month.
In Tallahassee, Senate Democrats have picked a new leader to replace the man who was ousted after he admitted to an affair with a lobbyist. Jeff Clemens of Palm Beach resigned from his Senate seat after news of that relationship came to light. So now State Senator Audrey Gibson of Jacksonville will take over as the Senate Minority Leader, where Republicans hold a 24-15 majority.
The next task is to see where there are opportunities to elect more Democrats so that we do get closer and closer to the 20, because in that you find balance and you truly have the voice of all Floridians.
Governor Scott has set an April election date to replace Clemens.
Major League Baseball is remembering former pitcher Roy Halladay, who died in a plane crash in the Gulf of Mexico just off the Florida coast yesterday. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office has confirmed that Halladay died in that crash. Deputies say his single-engine plane crashed into the Gulf off Halladay in Pasco County around noon on Tuesday. Halladay was a 2-time Cy Young Award winner. He played 16 years in the major leagues with Toronto and Philadelphia, and the investigation to what led to that crash is ongoing. Developing overnight, a motorcyclist is recovering after veering off the road and crashing into a barbed wire fence. The 28-year-old man was traveling northbound on Toledo Blade Boulevard around 7 o'clock when his motorcycle flipped and crashed. The man, who was wearing a helmet, was transported to Sarasota Memorial Hospital with serious injuries. Florida Highway Patrol is investigating.
Sarasota police say 7 skimming devices were found on gas pumps at the Quick Station at Fruitville and Medina Roads. Police aren't sure how long the skimmers were there, but the state says the pumps were last checked back in April. To prevent falling victim to skimmers in the future, police say to make sure you choose a pump closest to the store entrance, use a credit card, not a debit card if possible, and even pay cash if at all possible.
A former bookkeeper for the Girl Scouts of the Gulf Coast, charged with scheming to defraud the group, learned her fate in court yesterday. Prosecutors say Stephanie Person embezzled from the Girl Scouts by rerouting funds from active troop accounts into an inactive troop account. She pled guilty in court. Person was sentenced to 30 months in prison and will have to pay back more than $112,000. It is 6:06, and one reptile is starting to make its presence a little more known here across parts of the Suncoast.
Iguana colonies are popping up. You've seen these things the size of dogs. Rick Adams has details from Shamrock Park in Venice.
Well, experts say more and more iguanas continue to make their way a little further north here in the state of Florida, especially in the southern parts of Sarasota County and especially in parks like this. If you've spotted a reptile that looks like this, then you are not alone. Iguanas are becoming a more common sight, mainly from the Venice area down to the south. Wildlife expert Damon Hurd says folks should not be too worried about iguanas.
Green iguanas aren't really much of a threat to humans, and they're not much of a threat to our native wildlife because they survive on mostly green leaves and other plants.
A lot more iguana colonies are now making their homes on the Suncoast, mainly near a coastline. Some folks we talked with at Shamrock Park didn't want to come on camera, but they say they see iguanas all over the park.
They've had time over the last couple decades to really grow in numbers, and as they grow in numbers, obviously they need to expand and move out from one area to find other food sources and things like that.
Hurd says although iguanas are more common in the southern parts of the state, they can occasionally be seen in northern Sarasota County and Manatee County. These are pictures of an iguana that was rescued last Wednesday near the Presbyterian Villas in Bradenton.
They're not really a danger. I mean, now if your pet dog tried to fight with an iguana, it might bite them and claw them pretty good, but typically they're going to run away, and they're very fast. They can climb trees very fast, and they can swim really well.
For homeowners who want to avoid any problems with iguanas, there is this advice.
Don't leave brush piles around, keep clean, trim trees, don't leave food sources available to them. Definitely don't feed them.
And unfortunately, I didn't have any luck spotting an iguana here at Shamrock Park, but experts say your best shot at an iguana sighting is during the daylight hours. Reporting from Venice, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Happening today, the Chambers of Commerce from Sarasota and Manatee counties are teaming up for the largest business expo of the year. Chamber Expo 2017 will feature more than 150 exhibitors, a great event to offer entertainment and door prizes as well. It should draw more than 1,000 attendees, 4 o'clock to 7:30 at the Bradenton Area Convention Center in Palmetto. Make sure you come out and enjoy it. Also go to sarasotachamber.com/events. Also happening today, the Sarasota County Fire Department will host a turkey fryer demonstration ahead of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, by the way, is the #1 day for structure fires across the country. A little trivia for you. The department warns to always read the manufacturer's recommendations for your specific fryer before you start cooking. And remember, never fry indoors. Today's demo will kick off at 10 a.m. at Fire Station number 5 at 400 North Beneva Road in Sarasota.
I've never fried a turkey, to be quite honest.
I can boil water. I don't know.
Have you ever fried a turkey? I know you're a good cook. Or do you tend to roast?
No, I never have. I like those oilless fryers.
Yeah.
You ever hear of those?
No, I have not.
Yeah, they're supposed to be pretty good, actually.
The fire department has done a good job scaring me over the years to never fry a turkey.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently it can really go wrong.
I watched an Alton Brown episode once where they did a deep fried turkey. And what they did is they set up an aluminum ladder outside on top of the deep fryer and then lowered the turkey by rope into the, I mean, it was crazy. I thought, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Yeah, seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, not me. Traditional oven.
Exactly.
Yep.
Works But we don't want to
every time.
But we don't want to turn on the oven if it's going to be hot 85 degrees today.
Yeah, and it will be. It's going to be a steamer today again. But you know, hopefully down the road, a couple of days, we might lower the temperature a little bit. So, you know, maybe a little relief down the road. We'll talk about that in a second.
Also ahead, first alert traffic, and President Trump continues his trip today in Asia, but not before addressing the North Korean nuclear crisis.
We'll tell you more about the harsh words President Trump had for the regime when we come back.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
A 65-degree air temperature, a dew point pretty close to it at 64, and a light northeast wind coming in at about 5. Now, yesterday we had winds that were a little bit calmer, and that I think aided in producing a little bit more fog. This morning, very gentle breeze out there, and that tends to stir up the atmosphere just a little bit and help prevent fog formation. Even wind temperature and dew point are pretty close together. In fact, in the old days out in the airplane fields, they used to have big fans that they would run to kind of stir things up and keep fog from forming. Same sort of situation occurring naturally this morning, I think. 64 degrees in Mayak, Arcadia at 64, 65 in Northport, 64 Lakewood Ranch, Parrish, Bradenton. Sarasota comes in at 65, Longboat at 69, 66 in Venice, and Inglewood comes in at 67 degrees. So, across the United States today, we have kind of a division between fair weather and not so fair weather. Most of the northern tier is experiencing cool temperatures, but quiet conditions, while the south is seeing this frontal boundary kind of meandering and slowly putting on the brakes just to the north. That is producing some pretty heavy rainfall in places. Texas could get just inundated with some heavier rainfall today, and that could lead to some localized flooding. Also, the Carolinas, coastal Carolinas, could see some flooding as well. For us, high pressure will remain the dominant weather feature, bringing us weather very similar to yesterday. Tomorrow, you may notice a few extra clouds as the tail end of this frontal system starts to slowly sink southward. And then by Friday, it'll actually be kind of washing out over us, but bringing us some slightly cooler temperatures by a degree or two. I think mostly because we're going to get a little extra cloud cover around here. High, thin clouds for the most part, but not much in the way of a rainfall chance with this one. Certainly no blast of cooler air with this one. Just a slight reduction in our daytime temperature by a degree or two. That's it. Morning fog, mostly sunny skies this afternoon. Warmer than average, coming in the mid-80s. Once again, similar to what we did yesterday. Titan radar dry across our state. Again, heavier weather back to the west in Texas. So if you're traveling to Austin or Houston or Dallas, could be airport delays because of that. Forecast for us today looks pretty good. Out on open waters, you'll have a north wind coming in at about 10, decreasing this evening as it turns northeast at about 5. And then over the course of the next several days, we'll watch for that little increase in cloud cover on Friday, slightly cooler temperatures. And then another front comes through on Sunday, and that knocks down the temperature a degree or two again. So if you add the two fronts together over a 3-day time period, you know, Monday and Tuesday, our temperatures will be in the upper 70s, which I'll take over mid-80s. Back to you.
All right, yes, the cool down coming. We will wait for it. Thank you, John. On the roadways this morning, it is quiet right now in Bradenton, but you'll see a backup on I-75. That's in a construction zone. 2 right lanes closed there at State Road 70 as you travel down to University. I'm hoping they're going to be picking up that construction zone as we get closer to the heart of the commute, but watch out for the workers there. Nice to see folks slowing down a bit. Fruitville looks good. Bee Ridge has building volume in both directions around Beneva, and Clark Road is quiet this morning as we move down to South County. No problems on 41 through Nokomis and Venice, and I-75 is delay-free all the way down to Northport. It is 6:18, and President Trump is now in China with the First Lady after putting North Korea on notice while speaking to the South Korean parliament.
Despite his harsh words, the president said he hopes a peaceful resolution can be reached. John Lawrence has the latest.
President Trump gives North Korea a stern warning.
Do not underestimate us, and do not try us.
During an address at South Korea's National Assembly, Mr. Trump delivered stinging threats to Pyongyang.
The weapons you are acquiring are not making you safer. They are putting your regime in grave danger. Every step you take down this dark path increases the peril you face.
The president also called for a complete denuclearization of the Korean peninsula.
It was a tough speech, and I don't mind tough. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't beyond the edge. No rocket man, no fire and fury.
The president didn't call North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un any names, but he had a direct message to Kim about his family's legacy.
North Korea is not the paradise your grandfather envisioned. It is a hell that no person deserves.
Prior to the address, Trump said he was willing to negotiate with North Korea, saying it would make sense for Kim to try to make a deal.
The United States has no permanent enemies. And if you look at the cases of Germany and Japan, and the DPRK, or North Korea, doesn't have to be a permanent enemy either.
Just before Mr. Trump's speech, North Korean officials telling CNN they're sticking to their military testing plans, saying, "We don't care about what that mad dog may utter because we've already heard enough." I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Meantime, still ahead, talk about bad timing. Just as President Trump arrives in China, 3 American basketball players are arrested there.
We'll tell you why the players are facing shoplifting charges, and that includes the son of LeVar Ball. Stay with us.
Take the trolley to Siesta Beach for the Crystal Classic Sand Sculpting Festival, November 10th through 13th. See master sand sculptors create works of art. It's family fun with hands-on kids activities, sand sculpting lessons, music, food, a party tent, and more. Visit SiestaKeyCrystalClassic.com.
Christmas Traditions by LuxArt Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by LuxArt Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Consumer Cellular makes it easy to stay in touch with family and stay within our budget.
Now our cell phone bill is only a fraction of what it used to be.
Our average customers get everything they need for about $25 a month, and plans start at only $15 a month with no contracts.
Consumer Cellular has a great choice of phones. Check out my new one. I picked this simple phone.
I use my son's old smartphone. Kept my number, too.
Consumer Cellular has been an approved AARP provider since 2008, and members get exclusive discounts.
It's a good thing Consumer Cellular is always there, because sometimes I need a little help.
Sometimes. We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row.
Over the years, we've seen a lot of change.
We actually use change. Luckily, there are some things we can still afford.
Like Consumer Cellular.
Stop paying too much for wireless service. Switch to Consumer Cellular. And with our 30-day risk-free guarantee, it's easy. Call 1-800-920-3084. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
It's bigger and better. The Siesta Key Crystal Classic Sand Sculpting Festival, November 10th through 13th. 24 international artists create massive sand sculptures. Enjoy 4 days and 2 nights with live music, food, a party tent, and more. See SiestaKeyCrystalClassic.com for details.
Another day in paradise begins. A little sunrise for a change.
Yes, it is nice to see the sun coming up so early. Pretty shot there, the Rosemary District. Lots going on in that part of Sarasota these days with new development. So, one of the great things about being here.
1,000 new hotel rooms, condos, apartments throughout Rosemary and downtown. Crazy. Hey, check out our Facebook pages. I had a chance to compile 35 years of credentials and took a picture of that. So you'll see how the size of credentials, media passes that is, have changed over the years.
I can't believe you save all that stuff. That's hysterical.
Just for this moment. I knew someday I'd want to show it on TV.
You can find all that on our social media pages. It is 6:23, and just as President Trump arrives in China this morning, 3 UCLA basketball players are behind bars in that country.
Gio Benitez says 3 have been charged with shoplifting, including the brother of an NBA player.
In this morning's GMA First Look, 3 UCLA men's basketball players are in possible legal trouble in China, including the son of Big Baller Brand founder LeVar Ball. Freshmen LeAngelo Ball, Cody Riley, and Jalen Hill arrested in China for shoplifting, reportedly stealing from a Louis Vuitton store near their hotel.
There were 20 police officers around. They were yelling, they were screaming.
Overnight, LeVar Ball telling ESPN he was advised not to speak about the incident due to the legal nature of the matter. His son and other UCLA players had been preparing for their game against Georgia Tech Saturday in Shanghai, documenting their week-long trip to China on Twitter. UCLA telling ABC News it is aware of the situation and cooperating fully with local authorities, and will have more on their arrest coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
I accept I don't conquer the mountain like I used to. I even accept I have a higher risk of stroke due to AFib, a type of irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. But whatever trail I take, I go for my best. So if there's something better than warfarin, I'll go for that too. Eliquis. Eliquis reduced the risk of stroke better than warfarin. plus had less major bleeding than warfarin. Eliquis had both.
Don't stop taking Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to, as stopping increases your risk of having a stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for any bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
I'm still going for my best, and for Eliquis.
Ask your doctor about Eliquis.
Hi everybody, I'm Chef Alan Bristow. This is Chef Bob Vitella from Publix Apron's Cooking School. Bob, what do you got on the agenda today?
We're going to do one of our cooking school recipes today. This is a holiday sides, a hands-on class that we do.
Fantastic.
And we're going to make a mushroom pate. And it's a vegetarian dish, you know, pretty cool. We do things, all different stuff up here. Now, mushroom pate, I have a bunch of different mushrooms here. I got some shiitakes, some white mushrooms, and some creminis. And the only difference with the shiitakes is you need to take the stem off. All right, this is not edible. It's very, very tough. And then I just diced them up. You can use oyster mushrooms, whatever you want. And then you're gonna saute them in oil. I have this going. I'm gonna show you this right now because you need to cook these mushrooms until they're almost dry, like we have over here. And that's what gives it all its flavor, because all the water comes out of the mushrooms. Do not salt them until all this comes out. It takes all the water out. Now we're gonna add some nice sliced garlic to this, and Alan's gonna stir that around for me. Kind of make it like a mushroom cream sauce, everybody. You're gonna turn it into a pate. And then we're gonna take some shallots, put these in there, all right? And we're gonna take a little bit of fresh lemon juice. All right, now what you wanna do is cook that for another couple of minutes, just till the garlic cooks a little bit. Then we're gonna add some white wine, all right? A little Chardonnay. Chardonnay is a little strong, it's a little for cooking, but with this it's good because we're gonna reduce it down a lot. So you wanna cook this till it's dry again too. Then you add heavy cream. Didn't say it was gonna be healthy. Some heavy cream. And then, once again, cook that. This whole thing, after the mushrooms are cooked, takes about 15 minutes until it's almost dry. Then you take this, and you put it in a food processor with some cream cheese and thyme.
Beautiful, looks great, Bob. Thanks a lot. Our cooking school classes are always a great amount of fun, so please stop by and visit us sometime or go to Publix.com/cooking schools to see what we do.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 16th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival presented by Publix, Saturday, November 11th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. Taste wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. All proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Do you need a good laugh? Starting November 1st at the Player Center, everything that can go wrong does go wrong in the smash hit comedy Moon Over Buffalo. This wild Broadway series production shows what happens both on stage and off. Contact the Players at 365-2494 or at theplayers.org. The show must go on with Moon Over Buffalo.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace?
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-683-9262.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, we are learning more on the background of the Texas shooter and how he managed to obtain a weapon despite his criminal record.
A new push in Tallahassee to target sanctuary cities will have both sides of that ongoing immigration debate.
And a once homeless man who lived in Sarasota is making a name for himself overseas. We'll tell you how Donald Gould is much more than just an internet sensation. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
It is 6:31 on Wednesday morning. Welcome back. I'm Stephanie Roberts.
I'm Ray Collins, the 8th day of the month, and another nice day on the menu, I understand.
I will tell you, last evening I got to spend some time outside, and you know, the afternoons are still a little warm, but oh, those early mornings and evenings, John Scalzi, they are just wonderful with a little bit of breeze picking up. Can't dislike this time of year.
Oh, I know, right? With that little bit lower humidity, I mean, even in the mid-60s, it's okay. And when the sun sets, you know, the temperatures fall off pretty quickly. It's nice. It's pretty. And over the next several days, I think even the humidity might drop even a little bit more. So I think you'll enjoy the weekend forecast. We do have some fog across the state of Florida today, but you know what? Taking a look at the kind of the outlying areas of the dense fog, it's pretty much an inland area, so that's the good news. 7-mile visibility in Punta Gorda, when yesterday we were looking at a quarter mile, so not too terribly bad actually this morning. And it doesn't look like it's going to get too terribly thick near the coast. We are starting to see the beginnings of a dawn here pretty soon. As far as our travel weather goes, why, if you're heading to parts of Texas, could be a problem. All that rapidly moving cloud cover you see to the north is a cold front producing heavy rainfall in Texas and the Carolinas today. But not for us. For us, we enjoy, again, a mostly sunny afternoon with a daytime high in the mid-80s. Complete forecast coming up in just a few.
Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic, an issue there, I-75 southbound at University. Be aware of that. That can be a very congested spot to begin with, so be aware of that one. Also, the Bayfront, busy southbound on 41 as you head toward the 301 split. Also just south of Clark Road, slow start there after that long light there. And South County all clear at 6:33 on your Wednesday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, the Pentagon is now reviewing how Texas gunman Devin Kelly was convicted of domestic violence in a military court and yet was still able to get guns.
ABC's Danya Backus has the latest on the investigation.
This morning, new details revealing Devin Kelly was even more unstable and potentially dangerous than initially thought. Police records show Kelly escaped from a New Mexico mental health facility in June of 2012. The police report notes Kelly suffered from mental disorders, was caught sneaking firearms onto Holloman Air Force Base, attempting to carry out death threats he had made on his military chain of command. The Air Force admitting it should have shared a domestic violence conviction with the FBI that would have blocked him from buying weapons.
We've taken responsibility, and we're going to find out what happened and fix it.
In this small town,
Why?
vigils remembering the victims continue.
She looked at the gunman in the eye, and he fired at her, and it knocked her glasses off her face.
Sandy Ward lost two of her grandchildren, 7-year-old Emily and 5-year-old Brooke, and her daughter-in-law, Joanne.
When they found the body, she was holding Brooke in her arms.
Her grandson Rylan was shot 5 times. Her granddaughter Rihanna managed to survive unharmed.
She said her mom covered Rylan and Brooke and Emily with her body. You know, what's on top of them, which means a lot of the bullets had to go through Joanne.
Investigators now trying to learn more about a motive through Kelly's cell phone, which the FBI says they haven't been able to unlock because it is encrypted.
Meantime, Senators Jeff Flake and Martin Heinrich are planning to introduce a bill to close that gun loophole. The military would be required to report misdemeanors of domestic violence to the national database used for firearm background checks. The gunman in Texas had been previously convicted, as you heard, of domestic violence by a military court, and the Air Force acknowledged it did not relay Kelly's conviction to civilian law enforcement, and that move could have prevented him from buying the guns used in the shooting.
Vice President Mike Pence is set to visit victims of Sunday's church shooting in Texas today. Pence announced on Twitter earlier this week that he and his wife will travel to Sutherland Springs. He said they will meet with law enforcement and the families of those who were killed and injured. President Trump is currently in Asia for a 13-day diplomacy tour. The White House says there are no plans to cut the trip short, and Trump has extended his thoughts and prayers to the 26 people killed and those injured. Remember, for updates on developing stories, national or local, you can download the latest updated version of our app. iPhone users need to go to the App Store, search for WWSB or My Suncoast. That's how you get the update. Android users will get the update automatically.
Some state lawmakers are trying again to crack down on so-called sanctuary cities. The House Judiciary Committee approved a bill, but it drew heavy opposition from Democrats and immigrant advocates. This bill would require state and local governments cooperate with federal immigration enforcement.
A robust legal immigration system, we have to enforce the law that provides for that. We can't have a parallel system of illegal immigration that is not enforced, because then that will overtake the legal system and we'll have no control over our borders and our security.
Are we going to just target the black and brown people? We're not going to target anybody else. You're going to have racial profiling.
The bill will be considered in the next session in January. Senator Bill Nelson wants the Department of Labor to help victims of Hurricane Irma who are out of work. Nelson says he's heard of Floridians put out of work but unable to apply for disaster assistance. Nelson said applicants are being disqualified and their answers for benefits are being rejected, but some state officials around the unemployment office dispute Nelson's allegations.
Happening today, if you want to give a home to a dog in need, you can adopt one of the pups brought to the Suncoast following Hurricane Maria. The Sarasota Humane Society has 35 dogs who were displaced when Maria hit Puerto Rico. Now 11 of those dogs will be up for adoption starting this morning. The Humane Society's Adoption Center is on 15th Street in Sarasota County. East Manatee County is one step closer to opening a new high school for its growing community. The Manatee County School District broke ground for North River High yesterday. The 98-acre site is located at the southeast corner of Martha and Erie Roads in Parrish. Superintendent Dr. Diana Green says the high school will provide relief to overcrowding at Lakewood Ranch, Palmetto, and Braden River schools.
But this community has been asking for this high school for a long time, and thanks to our voters, our community decided to extend the half-cent sales tax, and that's the #1 driving force why this high school can come online August 2019.
North River will be the first high school to open in Manatee County since Braden River opened in 2005. The Haven in Sarasota celebrated the grand open of a new training facility yesterday. The 7,500 square foot employment center will provide training programs for adults with disabilities designed to help them develop confidence and a sense of independence through practical experience. Individuals enrolled in this program will even have the opportunity to get paid for their work.
We are very excited. This was a long time coming. We actually had the vision for this about 3 years ago. And through the generosity of the community, we were able to raise enough funds to build it and hopefully move some people in here starting next week.
Haven Industries recently added 5 new companies and 9 new contracts for clients to learn from. And now that the training center is finished, more contracts will be on the way.
Happening today, a $3 million ribbon being cut on Longboat Key. This is a live look now of where Sarasota County and the town of Longboat Key will cut the ribbon on the new Bayfront Park later on this morning. The park will offer new and improved amenities, including a dog park, kayak launch, pickleball, basketball courts, playground, also a technology hub featuring Wi-Fi throughout the park. The park's in the 4,000 block of Gulf of Mexico Drive. Happening tonight, Keep Sarasota County Beautiful hosting their 29th annual Volunteer Awards Recognition Dinner. The event includes hundreds of volunteers who are helping make our community a better place to live. This year's theme is Litter, Glitz, and Glitter, a roaring 20s style costume party. Starts at 5 o'clock, runs till 8 at Roberts Arena on Fruitville Road in Sarasota.
Happening tonight, the Sarasota High School Singing Sailors will host their annual Veteran Salute concert. The Sailors will be joined by guest choirs from Brookside Middle and McIntosh Middle. The concert will feature a salute to the armed forces, recognizing all 5 branches of the U.S. military. Again, this is free to the public and will be held in the auditorium at 7 p.m.
A once homeless street performer in Sarasota who has touched the lives of many around the world has an exciting new chapter now. Donald Gould, remember him? This was him at Maine and Palm years ago. He sat down at the piano and people heard him. They thought that is a good piano player. That was several years ago now. Well, Gould wound up in Germany after stories of his turnaround and his music spread around the world. A woman in Germany contacted him when his music started to help her son. You see, her son is handicapped and can sometimes be aggressive, but Gould's music somehow calms him down. The two are now a couple and have been performing across Germany. They hope to visit Sarasota sometime in the future.
Wow.
He's had an amazing few years.
Absolutely. I remember when it was at San Francisco he went to and performed at one of the games
Exactly,
there.
national anthem.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So just, it's amazing. You never know what life is going to bring.
It's a real movie.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
really is.
But we're glad his is turning out well.
Don't know how it'll end, but it's really a great story.
More chapters on the way.
Absolutely. Some pretty weather over the weekend, I think. Maybe some slightly lower humidity, which I guess everybody would be in favor of.
Sure.
Coming your way. We'll talk about that in a sec.
I am ready to think about the weekend. We will also look at First Alert Traffic, where we do have some accidents to tell you about. And is rapper Diddy changing his name again?
Oh, we'll tell you why a recent social media post has people talking and what the artist is now saying about that post when we come back.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Watch ABC7 wherever you are. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device to keep up with the Suncoast from the comfort of your couch. Download ABC7 now to watch us on TV anytime you want. ABC7, we're here for you wherever you are.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Now, it's a very pretty start to the morning. We're getting a little bit of sunlight now. That's going to help stir up the atmosphere and really kind of close that window for fog production. over the course of the next hour or so. So if you don't have fog now, it's not too terribly likely that fog will develop over the course of the next hour for you. 65 degrees the air temperature, dew point pretty close to it at 64, but we have a light wind today, and that's helping, I think, to kind of remove some of those fog issues. Yesterday we had calm wind. We do have a chance again tomorrow morning of seeing some fog form, but then that's probably the last day for the next several days that we have a chance of fog, as we might get some slightly drier air moving down with a frontal boundary coming our way. Friday, 64 degrees, Wauchula, Arcadia, the same, 63 in Mayaca Parish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 64, so is Northport. Punta Gorda comes in at 62 cooler degrees. There's a little bit of patchy fog around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor in places. 67 degrees in Inglewood, 66 in Venice, and 68 degrees Longboat Key. Across the nation today, a couple of hot spots in terms of weather. Pacific Northwest is going to get some showers with an approaching front. A frontal boundary meanders through the deep south and out into the mid-Atlantic, producing showers for the Carolinas. Could be some airport delays, Charlotte, Raleigh, Durham. And then back to the west in Texas will probably be the hottest spot for the potential of some stronger storms today. And that will include mostly a heavy rainfall event for parts of Dallas, maybe Houston as well. So we'll watch for that, and there could be some airport delays because of it. A frontal boundary will slowly sink southward over the next several days and be through here probably on Friday. That'll bring us a little extra cloud cover, not much in the way of rain, and some so slightly cooler temperatures. It's not going to be a wallop of cold air, but it will make the air, I think, feel slightly more comfortable as it lowers dew point values a bit. A little less humidity. For us, morning fog, afternoon sun, and it's pretty much a dry day, but with all that sunshine, it'll warm up again to above average temperatures. Quiet across the Florida Peninsula, heavy rain back to the west in Texas. As far as the futurecast goes, watch this front sink south, and on Friday we start to pick up a little additional cloud cover. Not much in the way of a rainfall chance, but the winds will also elevate just a little bit on Friday, so boaters pay attention to that. Temperatures may drop a little bit in response to some slightly cooler air draining southward, but also because we'll have a little more cloud cover. 10-knot wind this afternoon. Should be a nice day for boating. Light chop, 2-foot seas. And the official Suncoast forecast calls for a couple of fronts moving through Friday and Sunday. And, you know, I don't think we're going to see too much cooler air come our way, but the first alert forecast has on Monday a daytime high of 78, and I'll take that. Back to you.
All right, looks good. Thank you very much, John. First alert traffic shows backups 301 both directions heading in and out of Bradenton. We have an accident on I-75 southbound. It's in a bad spot right there at University, so we are seeing the expressway backing up already. So allow some extra time if you're going south through Manatee County. Down into Sarasota, only a slowdown is on Bee Ridge westbound there as you pass Honor Ray. And as you get down into South County, 41 moving well down through Nokomis and Venice, and I-75 accident-free all the way into Northport. In this hour's Health Smart, we're talking about heart health. CNN's Kim Hutcherson explains why the death rate for heart disease is dropping and shares more on the signs you should not ignore.
Heart disease is the leading cause of death for both men and women. But according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the number of heart disease deaths in the U.S. is dropping. One doctor attributes lower heart disease deaths to better treatments and access to health care, as well as improving diets and exercise. People who are most at risk for heart disease include those who suffer from diabetes, people who are overweight, people who maintain a poor diet with a lack of physical activity, and those who consume excessive alcohol. One of the most common symptoms of heart disease is a heart attack. It's important to recognize the early warning signs of a heart attack, like discomfort in the chest, arm, and shoulders, nausea, vomiting, lightheadedness, and shortness of breath. The CDC says every year about 735,000 Americans have heart attacks. A recent study published in the journal Circulation said nearly half of the people studied experienced so-called silent heart attacks and didn't even realize it. To make sure your heart is in the best health, make sure you're getting regular checkups. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Entertainment news now. The fallout continues for a film called All the Money in the World. It features Kevin Spacey as J. Paul Getty. It's been dropped from the American Film Institute Festival amid growing sexual harassment allegations. TriStar Pictures says it would be a gross injustice to punish the over 800 people who worked on the movie, so it will open as planned on wide release on December 22nd. Diddy is not changing his name. Sean Combs said on his birthday his new name would be Brotherly Love. but he posted a new video saying he was just kidding around and that he's not actually going to change his name. So Diddy is still Diddy for now, but he has changed his name in the past several times, actually going from Puffy to Puff Daddy and P. Diddy. A quiz will not follow. Avengers assemble for Puerto Rico hurricane relief. Scarlett Johansson organized a staged reading of the classic play Our Town in Atlanta, where the Marvel gang is filming the latest Avengers movie. This event raised over $500,000 for the Hurricane Maria Recovery Fund. Very nice work.
And we had superheroes right here in the studio yesterday as part of Suncoast View, the Marvel Live crew from Feld Entertainment came by.
Fun, yeah.
So yeah, a lot of fun. You can see that segment online. So great to have Feld right here in our area.
Yeah, still ahead, your latest local news headlines and a chicken coop that is truly out of this world.
Wow, we'll tell you how one Idaho couple figured out a unique way to show their love for UFOs when we come back.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
It's the holiday sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sport Utility for $269 per month or a 2017 MKZ for $279 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
The ABC 7 First Alert Hurricane Guide arms you with vital information when severe weather threatens the Suncoast. Visit mysuncoast.com and download yours today.
$3.5 million later, the county and town of Longboat cutting the ribbon today at Bayfront Park in the 4,000 block of Gulf of Mexico Drive.
Nice to see more public space out on Longboat Key so everybody can enjoy what is obviously very, very gorgeous part of our area. It is 6:54, and here are some of the top stories we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
In the city of Venice, voters put 2 newcomers on council. Mitzi Fielder, top former councilman Emilio Carlesimo, And for Council Seat 2, Chuck Newsom beat incumbent Deborah Anderson.
Plus, the Chambers of Commerce from Sarasota and Manatee counties are teaming up for the largest business expo and after-hours networking event of the year. Chamber Expo 2017 is 4 to 7:30 p.m. tonight at the Bradenton Area Convention Center.
And keep Sarasota County beautiful hosting their 29th Annual Volunteer Awards Recognition Dinner tonight. Hundreds of volunteers will help make our area a better place to live at Roberts Arena, 5 p.m.
All right, traffic troubles to tell you about as you head out. I-75 southbound, accident at University Parkway. It is backing up now all the way to State Road 64. Right now, 301 southbound, definitely a better choice. John?
So we're looking at some decent weather today, mid-80s. A couple of fronts come through over the weekend and drop the temperatures down a bit.
Finally, a chicken coop in Idaho going viral for looking out of this world. A Boise couple designed this UFO-themed coop and posted a video on Facebook, which has already gotten millions of views. The coop features flashing lights for a special outer space look. It's climate controlled, so the chickens can stay warm at night. The couple says they're originally going to build the UFO out of wood, but went for a high-tech satellite look instead. They plan to add an automatic ramp to the coop in the future as well.
And from what I understand, those are actual satellite dishes.
Wow.
That they had,
Retasked.
I guess so.
Good idea.
Good effort.
Seems to work.
All right, pretty shot there of the 10th Street boat ramp, Sarasota Bay and Longboat Key.
Good Morning America's up next. Have a great day.